We are gonna talk about towers in the Huntsville area that have gotten the LED invasion. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna call it. The LED invasion. Pretty funny, but anyway, our first tower is the WH&T TV tower. Back then, it had its original beacons, old school incandescent. So this tower was built in 1969. But in October 2021, exactly a year before this review, this tower has suffered the LEDs. It has gotten new L864 Huntington City LEDs. I don't know if they're Drake lighting or dial light. I think they're Drake lighting. Or maybe they're the police light LEDs. But it has three sets of them with no markers. It's disappointing of what they've done to this tower. And even in like the second or third day of this tower having LEDs, like the second time I seen this tower with its LEDs, the LEDs were not working. Yeah, that's right. They were not working on their night mode, well, their only mode. But the day before, they were working. I think I only saw two sets flashing. The top Megan were working too, but it was just dimmer. I couldn't see well. But I'm very used to them now, so yeah. I can't believe it's been a year since this tower got its old school incandescents replaced. I just can't believe it. It comes back when it had its old school incandescents. February 2016. Oh, and the first set of LEDs is actually higher than the old first set of beacons. The first set of incandescents. Our next tower is this tower here. It's the Montesino Tower with two sets of dual strobes. I think I should call this the Ledgeview Radio Tower, Ledgeview Tower. But this tower has just gotten LEDs this year. It's dual strobes, which I don't know if they were flash technology or GWR, but they've been replaced by modern LEDs. I watch these countries. I think I should call them the invasive LEDs, because they replace a lot of cool beacons. They're everywhere in Missouri, the big LT state. Yeah, our last 3600 suck. I never filmed this tower at night yet with its new beacons, but I did see it at night with its new beacons like twice, but the stupid trees, they kept blocking the tower, but I could tell that they were not a quick flash. I could tell that they were not that stupid FTS 370 flash. And the markers, they also appear to be shut off. So that's disappointing. I like when lattice towers have two sets of beacons and two sets of markers. They look cool at night. And got towers with that beacon setup, those beacon setups too. There used to be two in my area, including this one, and now there's just one, and that's the Burrito Tower, my favorite tower ever. Hopefully its TWR strobe melodies don't get replaced anytime soon. But yeah, this tower's just suffered. This is obviously back when it had its dual strobes, February 2016. But yeah, I hate what they did to that tower. Our next tower is gonna be on the Gunnersville path. I have to find it here. It's over here. It's this tower right here. Now this tower, I never seen it in person when it had its old beacon. I actually found out about its new LED when we were going to Gunnersville. How I know it's old beacon? It's just Google Maps. But anyway, this tower, it'll look the same for all the years. But yeah, it used to have a flash technology dual strobe. You can see, but sometime before September 2021, this tower has gotten the invasive LED, the ILS 3600. Yeah, aka the invasive LED. Yeah, this tower's got that beacon, but there's some weird thing placed up there with the LED. That is not a beacon. Huh. It's weird. It's like really dark outside, and I can see the WAAY tower from my room, like the top half, the very top half, and it's still on day mode. Did you hear that? Yeah, my dad been having a cough. Yeah, this tower has suffered. It's also has a cool shape. It has a cool shape, at least in my opinion. It has a rather cool shape. So yeah, but yeah, this tower looked the same for all the years. It had one set of cell antennas for all the years. It's just weird. Still on day mode? Seriously? The WAAY tower. It likes to go to night mode pretty late. Okay, the next tower is on the Birmingham path. It's in Decatur, Alabama. It is this tower right here. Which its LEDs actually caught flashing, but this tower suffered this year. It's gotten an LED now. It suffered something that's as bad back in the mid-2010s. Okay. You look in May 2014, the tower looks pretty cool, and this tower used to have a TWR dual strobe. The tower looked pretty cool back then. No. Oh my god, stop. But in June 2015, you can see that they ruined the tower. Well, look at it now. That's how it looks today. His tower, I hope it don't die soon. The WAAY tower's now in night mode, okay. Can't see the strobe flashing. Yeah, I can kind of see it without the ceiling fan light on. But yeah, this tower suffered back in the mid-2010s. It got all those antennas removed, and one of its platforms were removed as well. I hate what they did to this tower back then, but then you can see on September 2022, it's got the invasive LED, the modern LED. This tower suffered a lot. And even in November 2021, it still had its dual strobe. You can kind of tell that's a TWR dual strobe. You can't. Okay, I don't know what to do. I bet you can. I can kind of see the housings on there. I bet this had the FH324 night mode though. Sorry if you can hear my mom. Okay, the next tower is gonna be this FM tower right here. This tower suffered a pretty similar fate to it suffered a pretty similar beacon replacement to Travis's favorite tower, the Trenton FM tower. But this tower, it used to have two sets of incandescents with working markers. I don't know what kind they were. And then this also had 2 sets of markers, but yeah, this is when it had its incandescence. But this year, this tower suffered. It's gotten 2 sets of FTS 370s, and the markers were also shut off. That's disappointing of what they did to this tower. This is also one of 3 towers that are the closest tower to my cousin's house. So, yeah. I don't like what they did to this tower. And I also seen this at day with its new LEDs, which that's when I found out that it had LEDs. Well, I think those were actually flashing, so that means that this has a curved beacon replacement. It has gotten FTS 370Ds. I don't know if they were actually flashing. I hope not. Yeah, I don't know if they were actually flashing. I hope that cell tower doesn't have an LED. It has a flash technology dual strobe. And that small red and white tower is actually beaconless. And it's even over 200 feet. It's probably just because it's next to this 400 something feet tall FM tower. So, yeah. I don't like what they did here. I think this had old school incandescence. You can see I'm also showing you what the cell tower looked like back then. Yeah, it went through a lot of changes. The cell tower changed a lot. This next tower I barely see in person. It's like because this area I rarely go to. But this tower you saw during the Elfman. It's not the Guy Tower. That's a new 2021 tower. 2020. We're talking about this tower. It has the invasive LED, the 3600. It used to have a dual strobe. August 2016, yeah, it still had a dual strobe, and that other tower wasn't around. So, yeah, this new tower I think has an FTS 370. So yeah, it's the modern and Yap Park trio, a duo. Yeah, I'm saying that backwards, because you know it's a cuss word. Okay, the next tower is 4 towers, okay? It's 4 towers. All 4 of these have FTS 370s on them. And they're the D versions. All of them are the D versions. Okay, it's this red and white guy tower. The WAHR FM tower. Those both have 2 sets with no markers. And they even caught one of them going to night. Caught one of them going to night mode. Can I see that TV tail there? Oh yeah, I can barely see it now. Its red strobes are dim. Okay, yeah, this tower, and this tower. Which this one actually used to have a dual strobe in it, and I remember it had the day mode malfunction. It was stuck on day mode. And there was a little period when it was on its normal night mode, and then, yeah, this tower got an LED. It's disappointing. This tower's beaconless, and this tower, it appears to have a modern incandescent, but the incandescent is shut off. Because the tower's too small. It's 180 feet tall, I think. It's disappointing what they did to it. The next tower, I ain't never seen this tower in person yet, but this is that one new monopole I found with a beacon. It's not like a new tower, like it was just constructed, but this tower is in Meridian Village. I don't think I ever went along this road before. Where is this thing? Okay, it's right there. It's new street view here, November 2022. But yeah, it has an FTS or 70, unfortunately. And back then, it had a 3000B. Which you barely see monopoles with 3000B. This is actually the first one I've seen. But 3000Bs, they suck quality-wise. But I should still like them. But they're the worst dual strobe, really. And that thing, that's not for a modification. That's like, I don't know what that even is. But this thing, it now has a stinky LED by 2019. This is the last street view of the 3000B on this thing. And the monopole down at one of these streets, it still has its 3000B, it appears. Like, does it still have its 3000B? Yeah, it still has it. It looks like. I hope it does. Yeah, it still has it. Oh yeah, even just a year ago, it looked way different. This tower didn't get a stupid LED, but you just have to look at the evolution of this thing. So yeah, 2021, and yeah, 2022. This tower went for a big modification just recently. That's it, back in 2013. Just look how small that 3000B looks on the pole. It's on the tower itself. Look at how old window units. They're still there. Siren. But yeah, this tower now looks like it's a completely 5G tower. Oh yeah, but at least it didn't get an LED in its big modification. I bet H.E. Jackson gonna be mad at that. Because, he hates 3000Bs. At least that's what Big LT said in that one video of Tower Enthusiast's favorite beacons. Oh my god. I'm gonna do this to get Google Maps to chill. Sometimes it just acts up. Our next tower is the Brownsboro monopole, which this tower appeared in the Chattanooga arc, the Knoxville arc, and the Georgia arc, but this tower, it appears that it used to have a dual strobe, but now it has a stupid FTS 370. I think it got it sometime before 2019. I wish there were a closer street view to the tower, though. And yeah, back in September 2013, it looked the same. It looks like it always only had one set of cell antennas. Very boring. Huh, that's crazy. It looks like the moon much. No, about that. I can see the full moon. Okay. I wish I made a list. I know there's a tower that I can see all the way from the interstate. It's in the Arsenal, and it has an FTS 370. It's next to a tower that has an old school LED, probably the only one in the Huntsville area. I obviously cannot go to near those towers because it's obvious. It's Arsenal. No public around there. And they're also, like, next to where a long line tower used to stand. Alright. This one is going to be very weird. We're going to the Madison MCI Tower. It originally had a modern incandescent, but then like the late 2010s, it went through a curse beacon replacement. It got an FTS 370D, but look up there. That may look like a dual short. That's because the FTS 370 actually got replaced. Yeah. It got a TWR strobe node, so that's like a miracle right there. Very rare. I think it got this strobe node sometime before 2021. You have the bloom here. And AJ Jackson also thinks this tower is going to die soon because the building was demolished. Now, I don't think so because this is being used as a cell tower. So I don't believe it and I don't want to. But yeah, it's an accomplishment tower. It's my favorite long lines tower. Our next tower. Oh, which one? I can't think of any more, really. I can't. Yeah. It's that one red and white tower that I filmed in Decatur a year ago. This tower, it has a stupid invasive LED, the 3600. It used to have a good old strobe incandescent. This is also an accomplishment tower. Yeah, it has a modern LED now, the 3600, the invasive LED. That's the tower back then. That was obviously its original beacon setup. But I don't think I can think of any more towers. Like, not much in my area that got in the LED invasion other than a Big LT's area. Geez, his area is doomed. I think same with Travis Glenn area. A lot of towers still have their good strobes. So, yeah. Okay. I don't know if this would count since this got its LED sometime before 2016. And it's a rather good LED. This right here is an AM tower. It has an FTS or Sunny W. That's a good LED because it's a white only LED, so you like that. Back in 2013, this had what appeared to be a cone strobe. That looks like an FH301. So it's disappointing how it's now gone. They aren't too common. It now has an LED in 2016, February 2016. Thank God it didn't got the D. I don't know if this should count as a tower that got in the LED invasion. Since this is a good LED, it's not like it's the FTS or 70D or the 3600. So, yeah. But it's too bad they used to have a cone strobe. RIP cone strobe. I'm gonna see on this. November 2015 had its LED. Yeah, it appears to have its LED for a while. Not for like 7 or 8 years. That's just too long. Yeah, I think it's safe to say that's the end of the video.